This is a head cannon circus production.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Rasslin Review. I want to call this the Black History Month edition. So we are here with Travis the Beard.
Hi, guys.
And me, myself, the one and only, Mr. Smooth, cooler than the other side of the pillow, cooler than Billy D. Williams drinking a Colt 45 in the winter. So, all right, guys, we're going to go and jump on off to an easy one here because I don't want to bury the lead. I want to have some fun with this one. In honor of Black History Month, what is the number one match we would have to do? None other than the first African-American to win the championship belt. I'm just going to bury the lead right in there because I want everybody to understand.
World Heavyweight Championship.
WCW World Championship or World Heavyweight Championship title belt. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yes, so Ron Simmons, the man. Damn. If most people would know him, APA and all the other good stuff, all the garbage, other gimmicks and everything. But this is the moment. This is the moment in time. So, usually I say, Travis, well, how did we get here? I'm going to explain how we got here. And I'm going to tell you, that's why I got a problem with how we got here. But I'm going to let it be known, too. So, basically, I guess Sting gets injured by somebody who cares? It's fucking Sting, blah, whatever. Again, who cares? And then they do a raffle to see who's going to take Sting's place in the title match versus Vader. So they do this raffle, and luckily, thank God for American history, Ron Simmons gets the bid, and he gets it, and he wrestles Vader. So, from my knowledge, this was actually a house show.
It was a house show.
So this wasn't even broadcast nationally.
Correct.
Thank God somebody had a recorder and was recording it, which they record every show. But Thank God, I'm going to make it seem even worse. So, yes, the opportunity was given to him by basically him hitting the lottery.
And no build-up.
Yes. Nothing at all.
Yes.
So that's how we got here. So we're here with Vader versus Ron Simmons. My second gripe, you cannot find this match on the network. If you can, please tell us how to find it. We could not find it on the network, brother. Travis couldn't find it on the network because he does all the leg work here. I just show up. So he couldn't find it on the network.
The whole match, not segments.
Right.
The entire match, start to finish.
Shame on WWF or WWE because this is a historic moment in wrestling and couldn't find it. So we do want to give a shout out on YouTube to Old Rasslin, and he spells Rasslin WRASSLIN, kind of how we spell our wrestling, but he puts a W in front. So Old School Rasslin has Vader versus Ron Simmons WCW title match.
Yep.
So that's what you're going to go find, guys. Travis, any thoughts or any comments on this match before we start it?
No, you kind of talked a little bit about the history. You did talk about how this is a house show and kind of how we got here. Sting gets injured. I will say a big person that was a proponent of Ron Simmons and basically how he got this position was the booker at the time, Bill Watts.
Okay. Shout out to Bill Watts.
Known booker from the 70s and 80s, Mid-South Wrestling, and then became the booker here in 90-91 WCW, was a very fan favorite of Ron Simmons, knew he could work this, that, and the other, and said, I want to make sure that we get the belt on him. So he does deserve a shout out because he was the booker at the point, and, and said, yes, we're going to roll with you, Ron Simmons. But like you said, this is a house show, so kind of shame on him. That may or may not be his fault. That may be more WCW fault. But Booker is, Cowboy Bill Watts, and he's kind of the one that kind of set this in motion to say, we're going to make sure Ron Simmons becomes the World Heavyweight Champion.
No, good point. And I'll speak more of that about the end because I think that is a good point. He did take the chance on doing that. WCW, for most people know, historically is more of a Southern brand.
Yep.
So that was a huge risk to putting it on a black man in the South, even though this was, 1992, I believe?
92, yes.
Yeah, I think it's August 1992. So
August 92. I believe it said 91, August 92. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, regardless, I think it's somewhere. Anyway, the point is it's the 90s.
Yeah,
so we
early
shouldn't
90s.
expect it to be like such a huge thing that, a black man is carrying the world championship, world heavyweight championship belt. But again, it's still in the South, so you have to be conscious of the viewers and the people that are watching your product.
Right.
Again, like I said, I just take issue with how he got the opportunity. And like I said, we will get into that at the end of it. But again, all right, so guys, I'm only really going to post this one on Facebook because I feel like on YouTube it's just going to be tough to do with you watching YouTube with us and then trying to get the match up on YouTube.
Yep.
I'm going to try to place the whole match on YouTube. If they don't take it down, then great, YouTube. You're lucky. If they take it down, sorry, guys, we did what we could do. But again, old school wrestling. Again, wrestling spelled with a W. WRASSLIN. Vader versus Ron Simmons, WCW title match. We're going to begin it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. All right. We got Vader out here showing his belt now. Flossing here, letting them know
He's the champion.
it's Vader time.
As you can see, and we'll probably get to this a little bit more at the end, but this is in Baltimore, Maryland. So
Yep,
August 2nd,
very black city. Right next to another really black city, Washington, D.C. So again, we'll make a point of this is the moment to change the hands on the belt. Good crowd for it. And as we go through this, the crowd's into it.
Very much so.
I have a lot of thoughts about this match, but whoever watched, when they watched it live, fuck what I gotta say, because they loved it. So
they thought this was the greatest match ever.
I mean, they
when
go
you get
bananas.
to our reviews, we'll talk about the match.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we start off here, Ron and Vader. Here we go. Two mammoths here. And Ron is definitely known for his strength at this point, and we know Vader is just a monster at this point.
He's a monster, and in WCW at this point, they had built him up to just be a mega monster.
Absolutely.
He was just when he goes, I'm the man, he was the man for WCW for a few years. Right. Sting was there, Ric Flair was there, but he was the monster heel just running through people.
Right.
And then, of course, as we see, Harley Race is his manager, former
Ron told him, come on.
Champion.
The second lock up here, showing that strength. And then Vader with the shot to the face. And ref is like, make sure it's open-handed. And Vader's like, what? Come on, man. It was open-handed. I gave him this. I gave him the club.
I got gloves on.
And I love how they talk about, too, Vader being like a former O lineman and Ron Simmons being a former D lineman for Florida State. And they're matching up. So they make a thing about that with the announcers. I thought that was pretty cool and good for the subject matter at that point. Oh, reversal there by Ron. And give Vader some more love there. Take that. Yeah, there we go. Another one.
Nice start for the face, right?
Absolutely. Getting that momentum.
I know we didn't mention it like we always do. Ron Simmons, of course, the face, Vader the heel. But
even if he was a heel, I wasn't going to call him a heel in this moment. I don't care. He's always the face in this moment. Yes,
I know that's
by stereotypical wrestling terms,
obvious,
yes.
But
then we got a clothesline by Ron Simmons, and he's feeling the flavor. But yes, you're correct. By the typical thing, I mean, I just love Ron Simmons' Afro shag / Jerry curl there that he's rocking. That's my dude there. Like, not quite an Afro, but it's laid back where it ain't fully permed, but then it's still a shag. But then it's kind of juicy like a Jerry curl. So he hitting it all there. Like, that's 3 hairstyles in one. So shout out to my man Ron Simmons for giving us that flavor.
I would know nothing about that, so I'm glad you pointed that out. I noticed the mustache.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, you are Travis the Beard.
Yes.
So.
And I noticed Harley Race's mullet that he has.
There you go. Well, the shag is kind of like the black mullet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. We can't get the size laid down like y'all would do, so we kind of, we get that shag vibe on there.
Work with it, right?
Yeah. Okay. So Vader's like, doing a nice heel work here, like back him up,
Harley Race gets on the apron, stops the ref's count, right? Gives this guy a little bit more time, catches his breath. Oof. Boom! Nice shot to the ribs. Boom! Headbutt.
Coming off the ropes here.
Duck.
And there we go.
Ooh! Not the best, but good enough.
Spine buster or was sidewalk slammer or something like that.
Spine buster.
Yeah. They called it something else too. I forgot. Like it's like 3-point stands coming off the corner and
take that big.
I don't know. Do we call that a holding or unsportsmanlike in NFL or
unnecessary?
There you go. Good thing we're in the ring and not on the field here.
Uh-huh.
Didn't Bobby Bowden speak at Simmons Hall of Fame induction? Or didn't they do a clip from Bowden or something like that? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I read that when I was reading up on the match. Yeah, I needed to listen to it.
His number was retired at Florida State. He was in the top 10 of the Heisman vote 1 year with him. Yeah, Bobby Bowden they talk about that, in the little pre-package, right? They talk about Bobby Bowden says something like he's the best defensive athlete I ever coached or something like that, really hyping up.
He'll move there, Vader hitting him and trying to show his open palm there. Dirty Vader. He knocking the Jericho juice off that shag, boy. look at he about to KO Ron, bro.
Ron's getting worked. Man, Vader was a monster.
I wonder how much of that was kayfabe, but how much does Ron just had to be like, all right, I'm gonna give you a couple of headshots, Ron. You got to be okay with this.
Boom.
No, it's Vader's just laying it in, man. Oh, Ron's making a little force. And he's too tired.
Too tired.
He ain't gonna.
And Vader's got to check his hands.
Vader's like, man, he got that Jericho juice in my hands. That's why. Ron need to chill out here. Oh, well, that splash was just nasty, man. And with the clothesline. Oh my god.
And at this point, most people are probably going up Vader for the win.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is. And then here's the Vader bomb.
Semi-Vader bomb.
Yeah.
Oh!
Ron kicked out.
Can't believe it.
And Ron's now punch drunk here. I love this by selling by Ron, though. It's like he just takes it and now he's playing it off like, oh, he's punch drunk. He doesn't know where he's at. His just natural response is just to get up, and then he tries to just can't get no energy behind it, and Vader no-sells it perfectly. And look at Ron, just hands up, dukes up, punch drunk,
I got to be the face. I got to keep going. But I only got so much energy.
But also just gives the vibe of a real fight. Like, I know no one's taking a splash and getting up, but we've seen boxers get punch drunk and they're just let me at him. And Ron does that very well. Nice little suplex there. Here goes more of it. Ron, look at him. He's even batting him. He's batting the Tweety Birds away from his head. He's batting the Tweety Birds.
He says, I'm going to get him.
Which is good sell work here, man, because it is still entertainment at the end of the day. Vader's just laying it on here, man. And like you said, yes, your crowd, and I'm pretty sure because, the lights are dim. Lights are dim. This crowd is probably, I would say, probably 50, at least not 40% black.
Okay.
So, I mean, just from what I'm listening to it, hearing the pops, you can definitely tell, the crowd is at this point, it's over. Like you said, Vader's just been running through folks. Because Sting was supposed to be the great hope. Sting was supposed to be the guy that's going to stop and put it into this Vader thing. And there it is. And there we go for the 1, 2. Oh, he kicks out. Almost knocks off the referee.
Got a nice little pop there. I know the video is a little grainy in terms of the crowd there.
Oh, they went insane on that. Like when he kicks out, they went crazy.
Right.
Because all of us knew it was over. We've seen this before.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, the shoulder ram here.
That's a house show, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't expect any title change on the house show.
Not at all.
Oof.
Just dominating.
I know. That's one of the issues I have with the match, man. I feel like the ref doesn't let it breathe on the count, especially with the angles of the camera. Like the ref slides down is already on 1 when he's sliding. So when you try, he doesn't slide down, then go to 1, 2. But he's sliding 1 and then 2 on 2 by the time he stops. I hate that. I hate when he counts it. But that's a lot of those older wrestling because they weren't thinking about TV and angles at that point.
Not at all.
They were just looking at just for the satisfaction of the people in the crowd. So Vader here is about to go for another. Oh no, Ron,
Block him.
He's blocking it in. Ron, oh, come on, can he lift the monster up? Vader's fighting. No, and he gets it.
Oh!
Suplex there. Ron's like, come on.
I got this.
Yeah. Got to get that soul glow. Shout out Coming to America. Oh, and Vader ends that real quick. Puts, again, plays into it, the gimmick. He hits Ron in the head again. So Ron's even more still punch drunk and doesn't know what's going on. And a block there. Can we get the roll up? Can he get the big man over? Can he get up? And here we go. 1, 2.
Nope. Didn't have the leg strength to hold him down.
And Ron is just like, man, I'm giving this dude everything I got, and I'm trying to escape with a victory here.
Tired.
Vader's back up first, and just
eat that.
You just punched him right in the face. But you don't want to DQ Vader because that's going to hurt Ron when it hurts Vader. So
right.
Another one. Another one. Man,
he was so realistic.
I know. Just such an athletic big. Both of these guys, just athletic big men, but especially Vader.
Oh yeah.
And he misses on the splash and a roll up and can we get up? Nope.
The crowd kind of thought that might have been it right there.
Yeah, can we? Oh, come on, and yeah, you don't want to take that. You don't want to make a living taking kind of shots like that, man.
Oh, that had to hurt.
Shout out to Vader protecting his partner on that one because that, Ron took that bare chest. Like he didn't put up no arms. He didn't try to get across. He just took that straight. I'm a bench pressing in the gym. Status there. So shout out to Vader, not dropping that full weight on him, but making it look real pretty. And Vader telling him, hey, it's over, man. We about to get him up out of here now.
Going for his power bomb.
Here we go. And now the crowd knows this is the end. Love that he lets it breathe there. Oh, Ron gets out.
He caught him.
Power slam. Okay, it's a 1. And there we go. We have a new
winner.
Look at the brother in the back in the white shirt. Going insane.
That's a blue shirt. But yeah, I know.
Oh, it's blue.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
He's going insane there, man. He's losing his shit. That's what I'm saying. Like that crowd went insane, man. Yes. When you hear it on volume, if you guys rewatch it, it's ridiculous.
Dustin Rhodes, Van Hammer, Tom Zink, Barry Windham.
So do we know how long he runs with this title on his belt?
So he keeps this title. Again, this is August, beginning of August. He keeps this until December the 29th, where he loses to Vader. So 5-6 months.
Okay. So I did see he did get a bunch of TV appearances.
A lot of TV appearances. Yeah. His feuds were not the best.
No.
One of his biggest feuds when he had the title was the Barbarian. Yeah,
well, that's why because now we're at that point now of the show where I'm about to go into it and we do our ratings and all that stuff. Again, I don't like how he got the opportunity. I hated the fact that the opportunity was given to him by just kind of chance. Now, do you want to give the whole? Oh, well, at least he made the most of the opportunity, and I think even Ron in one of his promos even talks about that. Like it was a once in a billion chance, and I got it. Which Ron. Math must not be your strong point. And so he goes, once in a billion chance, and I got it like the lottery, and I made the most of it or whatever. And I know people don't think this deep into it, but this is how I think about it. And this is my brain from we're in 2021 going back then, but it felt like what people criticize affirmative action about.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Simmons really wasn't in the main, he wasn't in the title contention. He wasn't in the main title contention in this moment. It wasn't like Sting was a number 1 contender and Ron was like a number 3 contender. Like Ron was a mid carder. Let's call it what it was.
He might have been slightly above a mid card, but he wasn't right under.
I mean, we could tell he was a mid carder because again, we talk about his feuds. He wasn't feuding with other top flight guys.
True.
He was feuding with other mid carders because that's what he was looked at. So it almost felt like when they complain about affirmative action, like, oh, well, he didn't deserve the job and he just got it because he's black. That's what it felt like. It felt like WCW was like, well, we're in Baltimore, Black City. Let's give the black guy a chance. And not on a TV just in case we get a backlash or it doesn't work out good. Let's do it at a house show.
Yeah.
So that, again, when people watch the next week's show, which I think was the 9th, August the 9th, I think is the next show from that moment. Mm-hmm. This happened, I think, on August the 2nd.
August the 2nd, yeah.
Ron cuts his promo and they show 2 clips of it. They don't even show him get the pin.
They don't.
They actually show, I think, Ron getting uppercutted, or maybe it was when either way, it wasn't a good clip to be like to show that he was dominant. And so, yeah, I felt like that. That was the first thing I felt like when I saw it. I was like, man, I feel like they just gave this dude affirmative action on this belt. The second thing I thought about it was that, okay, if you're going to do it that way, cool. Have him give the rematch like August the 9th. You just gave away that show on the house show. Make him go August the 9th and go with Vader again. maybe even do the exact same ending, because they used to do that a lot for house shows. They would redo the show on when it was live or when it was a national broadcast, do it again so people could see that match again, and kind of pretty much almost the exact same match. But that was a thing back then.
Yeah.
Do it again for that show and let them get that W so everybody can see it on national TV.
Yep.
But you didn't do that. You gave them, again, a Mick Carter to start doing a feud with. And then it's cool if you're going to drop the belt in December to Vader. I'm fine with that. Vader was hot. Yeah, I get it. And I don't know how Ron sold or didn't sell when they went into other territories that weren't predominantly heavy black areas or cities. But the point is, you can look at it as a transitional champion, which I have no problem with.
Absolutely.
But give him the just due for being the champion, and before you turn it over. I felt like it was just, again, shout out to Cowboy. He did a good thing. I feel like you got to go all the way in on that. Right. That's what I guess I feel like. I feel like you gave him the pebble, the step, but you really didn't want to go all the way. You just wanted to do enough to say, hey, look, we appreciate your worker. We respect you, so we'll do this for you.
And we want to do this big milestone so we can kind of get recognized.
Right.
Right.
I feel like you should have just went all the way in and done that. So
if you wanted to do the house show thing, fine. Do the house show that's right before like a pay-per-view. Then you have the rematch at that next pay-per-view,
right,
or a big televised event that then you can do. Okay, Ron Simmons won. It was at the house show. Yeah, it's a big surprise. Vader wants his rematch at the next pay-per-view.
Right.
Build that up.
Yep.
And then Ron wins. He doesn't win the title at that point because he already has the title, but
right,
still it's a nationally televised pay-per-view that then for the average fan who probably didn't see that match and only
right,
saw the highlights
right,
at that time, it's going to go, oh, crap. Ron Simmons really did beat Vader at this pay-per-view that I just,
The key word thing I think you're hitting on is that it didn't feel like they were putting Ron over.
Yes.
And that's what it is. For guys who don't know the wrestling term, putting over means a superstar or a mega guy or the hot guy loses to put another guy to give him more heat, to make him more of a superstar.
Gives him a
bump.
Gives him a bump.
Yeah, makes it so that he's like not even got to be the next guy, but now he's in that main event level. And he can stay in that tier for a couple of years because of you allow him to beat you. I didn't feel like they did. I feel like they gave him that. He got over, but it wasn't like he put him over.
Right.
He got over. Then all of a sudden it was like, all right, once he dropped the belt, they put him back in the mid card, and we kind of let him do that.
Then they turned him heel.
Yo, right.
Then they turned him heel.
Which was some of his best work, though.
Yeah.
In defense, when he did turn him heel, was some of his best work. So, which I guess is easy for the black guy to be the heel in the Southern thing, but it worked good. Like he just has that demeanor about him anyway.
Yeah. Well, part of his heel run that he uses is the fact that after he wins the title, loses it, he turns heel, and part of his whole why I'm a heel thing is he starts blaming the fans about how the fans didn't care that he was the first African American champion, and basically screw the fans because I did this this big accomplishment and you guys didn't support me. So really good heel work by Ron. But yeah, like you win the title, big accomplishment. Hold it for maybe 6 months, and then within a few months after that, turn heel.
I want to make everybody mad with my rating though. So everybody who doesn't know, because the excellence of execution. We did our rating system as we usually do, 1 through 5. 5 being a classic or great, 1 being trash. We decided to get action figures for that. So we have Steve Blackman, who will be a 1.
Yeah.
We have Crush, who will be a 2. Boss Man will be a 3, Undertaker will be a 4, and the excellence of execution will be a 5.
Of course, 5 means like fantastic match, and Blackman means stinker. Yes.
As you look at the careers, you get that. So I am going to do something that is crazy. I'm going to go and give it a 5, guys. It is going to get a 5 for me, a classic match. I'm going to call this the Barack Obama match. No matter what you feel about Barack Obama as a president, you can't take away from what he did. It's historic and will always be remembered no matter what happens during the presidency or what he did. This match is a 5 because we say, what is a 5? A classic, right? When someone goes who was the very first African-American world heavyweight champion, whose name is going to appear?
Ron Simmons.
You can't take that away no matter what quality of the match is. If our ranking is a classic, what's more classic than when anytime somebody brings up a situation, that has to be mentioned. I just like if we want to go a classic match is the screw job. When we talk about we talk about people getting screwed in wrestling. One of the things that's going to hit the top of the list is the screw job. Like, so for me, it's going to get an excellence of execution. Yes, I'm biased because I'm black. Yes, I'm biased because it's Black History Month. But also, my explanation does make good sense. The match isn't the great and most technical match ever. Yep. It's not even probably even a good match.
Right.
But if my criteria is a classic, and like I always do bring into my criteria, how the crowd reacts to the match.
Yep.
That crowd goes insane on this match, and it's a classic. So it's going to get the Hitman approved. Best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be stamped for me.
So I thought I kind of thought that's where you were going to go with that.
Right.
I know you, right? Like,
yeah.
And I think you probably know where I'm going to go.
Oh, absolutely.
I have always, since we started this, based my ranking on that, just the match, not the historical significance.
Right.
What is the match? That match was terrible as a match. As a historical moment, what happened, I totally agree with you, right? But again, we're judging the match. I'm very torn between the Crush and the Steve Blackman over here.
Okay.
I will give it the Crush. Only because that power slam was pretty cool. And
yeah, the ending was slick. The
ending was nice, and it does get a slight notch because of what happened. But yeah, it gets the Crush too. Because as a match, that match is half the match is them just like standing in the ring, in the corners and like just taking punches. So it is not that good. The first time I watched it yesterday, reviewing it, I wanted to pause it, get up, and like walk around halfway during the match because I was so bored with the match. So it gets the two Crush for me. But I understand why.
Oh no, absolutely. Oh, good.
I understand.
If it was two white guys wrestling. Woo, boy.
I know.
Woo. And don't worry, we got some other videos coming down the pipeline where I saw shredding shit. So, yes, it was two white guys in the ring. I would have told this match a new a-hole. You're being generous by giving it two. So, yes, guys.
I just don't want my first number one to be a world title change. So.
Yeah, with the brother, because then we would have questions about you, Travis.
Exactly.
I meant to send them folks for you. But go ahead and see that. Don't worry, my manager carries a tennis racket as well.
Yeah.
So, as always, going to wrap this up. But Travis, anything you got left for it?
No, like we talked about, very historical, significant match in the annals of just wrestling. Very important. Not the greatest match technically. Most entertaining match. As if you didn't know that there was a world title involved, it's a pretty boring match. But for the historical significance, it is very important. So. As always, like we do say, before I give it over to you, if you have a suggestion on a match that you would like for us to review, just let us know. We'd be happy to do that. We have done every match we've ever been asked so far. So we do have a few matches that we got in the pipeline, like you said, we're going to be working on, but we got no problem. If you have a match that you would really like to see, we will do that. Coming up, of course, is WrestleMania.
Yes.
So we do have some, we will be highlighting some WrestleMania matches probably in March and April to kind of lead that up. So if you have maybe a WrestleMania match, preferably, just let us know. We'd be happy to do that. But other than that, that's all I got. Go ahead.
No, good. Go ahead and wrap that up. Yes, absolutely. Everything he said, I double and co-sign and all that. Guys, we do have a lot of stuff we've already recorded, so I know we've been missing for a little bit. That's been more on me because then I get particular about things I want to put out at certain times. So, like I said, we got a couple of ones coming down the pipeline, this one, and we got 3 or 4 other ones already recorded that's ready to drop. So, and then we'll probably have to hold those up a little longer because in March, we're probably going to do some WrestleMania ones. So we're just building up that inventory, guys. So when we do start throwing it out there to you guys, it's going to start coming fast and furious. Like I said, we also talked about doing some other segments as well, like we talked about rating promos and etc. So that's some other stuff coming down the pipeline as well. So just a lot of content coming from Rasslin Review. We appreciate you guys' feedback. We love to hear from you guys. But that is it. Signing out with Travis the Beard, Jason, Mr. Smooth, and we will see you all next time for another Rasslin Review. Peace.
This is a Head Cannon Circus production.